Welcome back to the Fletch Cast update, multicultural update. The most powerful agent in basketball, guy named Rich Paul. You may have heard of him. He represents LeBron James, Anthony Davis, probably 5 of the top 10 NBA players. Has negotiated $4 billion in contracts. Has just gotten engaged to this person. You may have heard of her, Adele. Rich Paul has gotten engaged to Adele. Adele is the best-selling artist of the 21st century worldwide. Adele is the best-selling artist in UK, and they are engaged and getting married. That means the most powerful sports agent, Rich Paul, is a multicultural club member. That means the number one selling artist in the 2010s worldwide is a multicultural club member. It proves my point, which is, ladies and gentlemen, and people and boys and girls, this multicultural thing, this thing that I keep telling you guys, that we are leading the world, is a big deal. Now we have Adele and Rich Paul getting married, which makes them the most powerful couple in LA, at least in LA. And if you're the most powerful couple in LA, that means you're one of the most powerful couples in the world, in sports and in music. As you know, when those two issues combine, that makes you pretty dang powerful. That's where we are at. That's what we are producing. Power, power, power. Success after success after success. We have to revel in this. Like and subscribe. Speaking of that, like and subscribe and watch till the end, if you will. Please, please, please. It really helps the algorithm or logarithm, whatever you want to call it. But I love Rich Paul. I've done other podcasts on him, pointing out that if his success and what he can do. I want to play you a section of a Rich Paul interview. It really shows who he is. It shows what I think is so important to us as multicultural people, and that is this just belief in ourselves. And so I want to play this segment, it's about 3 minutes, about Rich Paul, and listen to what he talks about. Listen to how he identifies, to how he found success. It's pretty cool, and how he's going to maintain it. Let me play this for you, and we'll come back and talk about it.
Has to do with your role in the NBA movement that's called player empowerment. So I think, broadly speaking, it's a shift in influence away from owners, who are mostly white, I think by far, to players, stars, who are mostly black. At this moment, what don't fans understand about who wields the power in the business of basketball?
When you talk about player empowerment, I like to use a different E word, because sometimes when you say empower, it gives off this perception that the players can do whatever they want. And that's not true. It's still a business. And I like to talk about the education of it, because I think players being educated allows them to understand that they have options. What those options are, well, that's to be negotiated, but also it's to be understood. And a lot of guys don't really have a perspective of the business. It's been something they've been doing all their life. And you can be taken advantage of just playing the game.
I love the fact that he says what those rights are, that's to be negotiated. It's that business. It's that perception of understanding how business works that makes you successful. This is, again, a multicultural club member leading the industry. And he does it by understanding the specifics, the basics, and having belief in himself. Here's again, I'll try to talk less, but I just love that point.
I want to ask you about LeBron, because he's performed at such a legendary level for so long, under such close examination.
He's a GOAT.
What have you learned from him about how to be?
As he became more and more successful, the person in him became better. But also, just like everything I've done has been earned. Nobody gave me anything per se. I sacrificed to put myself in a better position because I didn't want to be dependent of LeBron. LeBron. And so when I see
Critically important point, a point that I talk about over and over again. It's earning it. It's us going out and empowering ourselves. That's Rich Paul, who's best friends and works with LeBron James, but still talking about the importance of him furthering himself, him empowering himself. That's the whole point. It's about self-empowerment and taking control of your life. Rich Paul, Multicultural Club member. Let me play you some more because it gets better.
see people say, oh, yeah, lucky you, you met somebody in the airport and happy to be LeBron, and if it wasn't for LeBron, you wouldn't do this or that. I would have been successful at anything.
What would you want to be?
The commissioner of the NBA.
I believe it.
I'm gonna manifest that. Yeah.
You could be.
Yeah.
Your ecosystem, it's much bigger than LeBron. I mean, you have had these really, really important clients, but it's hard not to think about him just because he's starting. I think it's his 21st season.
Yes.
And like he's like the sixth person to do that.
Yes.
It's very, very unusual. So I'm wondering what you want your life in the NBA and also outside the NBA to look like in a post LeBron world one day when he's ready.
It's gonna look the same. That's why I built it. You know, today in meetings, you know it's there, but we don't go in pitching LeBron. We go in pitching.
That is incredible. It's that belief in itself. What is it going to look like when the greatest basketball player of all time leaves or retires? He says it's going to look the same. It's that belief in yourself. It's that belief that we need to carry over. That's being multicultural. That is a guy who is multicultural. He has this amazing multicultural relationship with Adele. They're going, it feeds this belief. It feeds this system that I keep talking to us about. This guy is you. This is John Jones. These are the Kardashians. This is the most powerful agent in basketball, married to or getting married to one of the most successful singers in the history of the world, and still talking about making his own way, taking control of his life. That's what we can do. That's multiculturalism at its best. And it shows where we can go if we work together. And part of working together is looking up and saying, hey, I can be that. I can be the greatest agent in basketball. He's not done with basketball. Adele's not done with just being the #1 singer in the 21st century. They have combined and are going to continue to combine to fundamentally change the landscape of Los Angeles. If you change the landscape of Los Angeles, you change the landscape of the world. Multicultural club members, changing the world again. I'm Michael Fletcher. This is the Fletch Cast. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Go listen to some Adele. It always makes you sad, makes you smile. Watch Rich Paul, watch the Lakers, watch his agents. Multicultural club members changing the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.